Hi, this is Kevin with KGMJAM, owner of Pro Advertisers Club, a totally free site to advertise. Go to proadvertisersclub.com and start advertising for free today and join for free. Drop tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 96,000, 95,000, or 9,500. That's the only one, not the usual blind box with 5 different kind, which I kind of like that better, just having one kind. But good luck on it. It's 120, a little steep, but doable. 9,500. I'll be there. I'll go for it. This right here is the Action Comics cover, and I talked about it in the video I made earlier about the drop for the Mickey, which the colored Mickey, which by the way I didn't get one, but this is a perfect example where um, you do everything you can to get into position to take advantage of something. And, like you watch YouTube, you learn about all the sites, you find out when the drops are, you get the money into the account, you budget yourself, you do everything. And then for whatever reason, you don't pull the trigger. And yet, not yesterday, but the day before, they did the pack drop on HRO or SHO. It's that hybrid card thing they're putting out for DC Comics. So you get the physical card and then you scan it, and then you also have a duplicate NFT on its platform. And so when I missed the drop by like a half an hour, which, okay, no big deal, not the end of the world. And so I start going through the market. And when I open it up, the first thing I see is this card right here at the very top. And I was going to show it to you, but I can't get it to work on my Chromebook. And because I do, I have it on the phone, and I tried to get on the Chromebook, but I couldn't. But anyway, this was going for $10. And I'm like, well, that's the card of the cover of Action Comics, the very first one, I think it is. And I'm like, well, damn, $10, I should grab it. And I actually was like, I think I started to do it, and then something happened. I didn't, for a long story short, I didn't get it. And then, so this morning, I pulled it up, and it's going for $500. Why? I mean, I knew better. I should have known something like that. Now, I think what kind of threw me off was the mint count, because there is a total, if I'm not wrong, 51,546. So, but the floor price right now, as we talk, is $500, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people selling it. Now, there's only 10,000 packs that they dropped, and they sold out of the other packs, if I'm not mistaken. So, not all the packs are opened yet. But anyway, just the heads up is sometimes when you know it's a good deal, and you should just grab it. I should have grabbed it. I missed out, but nobody's fault but mine. And on that same day, over here on Autograph, they've been doing a drop for the last 2 weeks, and they're dropping these cards, a total of 8, 2 at a time. And the very last one they dropped, there was only 222 of them. So for everybody who got the entire set of 8, you would get a 9th card. Okay, so depending, I don't believe they're going to put together 222 sets, but if they did, that's the max amount of cards on number 9. And that card will allow you to, for the next drop, for this is for the basketball championship, March Madness. Then like they're going to have one, what would be next? Maybe the NBA finals, whatever, something, whatever the order of sports are, they're going to do that, because this Autograph is tied in with DraftKings. And so the reason I'm showing you this is I kind of knew this already, but I didn't really think it through. And we're in the browsing part. So this is the prices of them. I got every one except the last one. I was number 402 in the queue, and they wanted as high as 1,000, and it's down to $777. In April 1st, you got to have it. So unless it comes way down, I'm not going to do it. But look at the prices on the ones that already dropped. They're way down. Like this one came out at this one came out at 150. It's up to 190, but like this came out at 25. It's at 8. They just all dropped. Now this one they dropped. I got one. There were 681 of them. They never explained what it was for. It was extra, but it's not the ninth card, so I don't know what that is. And then they did these one of ones. The gold ones are one of ones of the same cards, but in a gold version, and they're going for a nice chunk of change too. Um, they're asking $1 million. I don't think they get it. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at here is that sometimes, especially when there's something like this, by the time you got to the last one, it went from 6,464 down to 222. So the odds are the closer you get to that last card, you weren't going to get one. Okay. And it was pretty brilliant how they did it. So knowing that, you probably were better off just waiting for the secondary market, or this is their market, but you don't get it on the drop. You would have saved. I would have saved a hell of a lot of money just by doing it that way. In fact, I can still get this because once April 1st passed, these might drop to a price like these. And so the point, I guess what I'm trying to make here is you don't always have to go to the drop to get the best deal. It's nice if you get it, but if you don't get it and you miss out, you can always get it in the secondary. In fact, sometimes the strategy might be better that way. The perfect example was the Tom Brady immortal statue, and I'll show you that here in a second. Give you the heads up. They're dropping on Monday. They're dropping Tiger Woods on autograph. They dropped this right here. They dropped 100 of them to the top 100 autograph people, and it was around $800. It's up to $1,900, and after this one sells, it's going to shoot up to 25. This is going to be kind of like a Grail, maybe. There's only 100 of them. It's one of his ace. I guess he had 22 aces in his lifetime, and this is one of them, if I'm right. But it's one of the aces, if not the only one. Thought I'd just give you a head up on that, and that they're doing the drop for his regular, the ones you got when you got the, what's it called, the access pass, which they're going for about $200 right now. In fact, we can go take a look at it. But actually, let's go look at the Tom Brady. If I can get it to work. There it is. Okay, here's the Tom Brady drop. And the way they did it, here's his immortal statues. They're going to have one for Tiger Woods. He's going to have his own immortal statue. His packs are going to go for $80. Brady's were $60. But the way they do it, they divide them up into 5 different groups. Ruby, and then sapphire, and then carbon. But they're all the same, except they're just different. One's ruby, one's sapphire. And of course, the rubies, like there's only 90 of them. So that's why they're so expensive. But the deal they made was that now it's called a mystery pack. Their drop is. In that mystery pack was one of these items. And it could have been a ruby, a sapphire, all the way down to a carbon. If you collected all 5 of the same, like it was a t-shirt, it was his tennis shoes, stopwatch, the rookie card, the rookie draft card, and the college resume. If you got all 5 of one kind, like 5 of all the emerald, then you got a free one of these immortal statues. That's the carbon one. So here's the emerald one. So only 226 people put a set together. And so you got, not only did they didn't burn those other ones, you got to keep those too. And then they gave you this free immortal statue. Now they're not licensed. So this is, and the access pass is actually the first Tom Brady. All the first access pass is also Tiger Woods' first NFT ever, anywhere. But they're not licensed, so that's a little bit of a drawback. But getting back to what I was talking about with the cards, by the time everything was said and done, it was better just to buy outright the carbon statue and then get these, because these have come way down since then. So once you get away from the hype and the rate, the race to the finish line, uh, now there could have been 1,300 of these total, but out of the 1,300, only 501 people put the carbon together. So there only ended up being 501 immortal statues, and the cheapest one's 288 right now. So it would have been a way cheaper if I had done it that way instead of trying to put the set together, which I did on the carbon, and it still cost me a nice little penny. But hey, live and learn, right? But anyway, so I thought I'd just point that out. If you get a chance, come over here and check out on Monday. You can get, now those who have the access pass, which they dropped way back in August, you get first dibs on the mystery packs right here. April 5th, 5 p.m. $80 Tiger Woods mystery container. There's only 16,600 of them. And if you don't have the access pass, after they do the initial drop, what's ever left, it's open up to the public. And I think the access pass is going for the cheapest one is like $200, but you only can have one pack. If you got the Ruby access, you get like 25 packs. Okay. And this one dropped on Friday and it still hasn't sold out yet. There's 2022. All those sold out. This is Autograph, which is also in deal with DraftKings. And you can sign up through either side. You can go through DraftKings, go to the marketplace, or go to Autograph. Either way, you eventually got to lock the two sites together. That's one of their rules in order to get the immortal statue. So that's that. So I kind of had a rough day yesterday, but I will live. So here we go. This is Cavell Anderson. I don't know if you've heard this yet. He was all over the place today telling everybody how he woke up and somebody had sent him 9, I think it was comic books, transferred into his account. And he was real worried that they were from bots and that the bots were trying to implicate him also into the trouble that they're all seeming to get in the last few weeks. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if he knows that's the case. He sounded like he didn't know and had not heard from Veve, which that my first move would have been to contact Veve and find out, what's going on. But look what could happen. I mean, he might be able to keep him if he's done nothing wrong. I mean, if they just sent it to him, he hasn't, broken any rules. There's no rules you couldn't receive something. In fact, you can't even stop it. If they know who you are, they can send it to you. And so depending on how Veve rules about this, and it might not be bots. He just assumes it was. And so anyway, in the meantime, they've turned off transference. So it might have been happening to a lot of other people. It didn't happen to me. I've checked. I didn't get anything extra. So we'll just wait and see what's going on with that. But, this thing with the bots, I don't understand it. There's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing at all. Every time somebody doesn't get anything, they blame the bots. I got, the buddies I've got into this and family, it's the bots. But when they win something, no problem. So I I just don't see the point. There's nothing we can do about it. The I think that bots to some point are a necessary evil. They do seem to stir the pot. They do have some kind of a stirring. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Stirring a stick that stirs the pot. Something that agitates the bread. Whatever. But the point at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do about it. If there's people botting away, the only option I have is not to participate. Other than that, and I can contact Veve and complain about it. But again, they're well aware of the bots. So whatever the reason is, I just I don't understand why everybody gets so worked up about it. Because just because you don't get one doesn't mean it was because of a bot. Okay, Splinterlands, the card game I play all the time. You can clearly see occasionally that you're playing against a bot because people just don't make ID names like that, you know? And so, but if I win, it doesn't bother me. It was a good bot. But if I lose, I get pissed off. Stupid bot, you know? So again, it's all in the perspective. Um, and over here, this is, look, anytime there's a comic under the 6.99, and there's a lot of them right now. This is, if you don't have any money and you don't think you can participate and you haven't gotten a drop, just come to a Comey Wiki, okay? They update it every hour. Go to the comics, go to the tables, go to the comics, and just pick up the cheapest one at the time. And all you do is you click on the floor price. This one's going to show there's 3 different floor prices we can look at. And let's look at, it's freezing up again. But anyway, I've got it on the low at what time is it? It's 22:50. So at 10 o'clock, all right, hold on. Now we're back to the highest price. So let's go back. Boy, that comic's come way down. Let's go back to the lowest. And they're going to update it again in an hour. So these numbers might not be correct, but it gets you to go look at the right one. But okay, floor price. What is that? Marvel Comics. Let's do one more, and that will get us back to the low. So for $5 a month or $5 a week, whatever you can, budget yourself, because only you know your numbers. I'm not a financial advisor. List me on risk. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I really do believe that Veve is going to be one of the top 10 sites. It's going to be a household name. Now, can things change? Who knows? Perfect example. There's a platform called Business Wars, something Wars, and it's a podcast, and they tell stories about like Blockbuster Video versus Netflix, Chrysler versus Ford, whatever the business might be, and in every story, it's all true story about how them two combated each other. You won't believe what goes on behind the scenes. So honestly, does anybody know for sure what's going to happen in the next 5 years? No, but for what we know now, this is definitely one of the best sites, and there's nothing to believe it won't be in the future. But something can always pop up. So, but if you're thinking this ain't for the people who've got lots of money, because then you go different strategy, different thing. But if you just go here, and you can do the same thing on the collectibles, and just pick up the cheapest one for that day that you're trying to purchase something, and just start building your collection up that way. There's no reason you have to sit out and miss this. And if you always buy at the bottom floor, you're always going to be buying at a discount. And if it goes even lower again next week, say you're investing $5 a week, then you just pick it up again next week, but at a cheaper price. You can't lose. And then you just got to be patient. You just got to wait for it to go up in value. And then that will accelerate the more you get. The market pops. you take your profit off the table, you store it up in gems, and you do it all over again. And maybe it takes, the first month you double your money on 20, you got $40. Next month you've got $80. If you did that every month, before you know it, you got a nice little chunk of change, nice little chunk of gems, and by then we can cash out, hopefully. But anyway, that's it. Good luck on the drop tomorrow at 11 Eastern time. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe and join any of the links down below. It helps me out. And have a good night.